All right, well, my name is Nathan, and I'm an alcoholic. Thank you, Louis, for asking me to lead tonight. I got a sobriety date, November 27th, 2022. It's not the first sobriety date that I've had. I've tried to do this thing before, but this time I did things a little differently and put together a couple days. I think I have 535 days today. So.
Atta boy.
Yeah, who's counting? But yeah, I'll start in the beginning here. Was born out in Simi Valley, born and raised out there. Normal family. I have 3 brothers. I'm the second oldest. And everything was, I don't have a good excuse. My parents are normies. No big problems at home and stuff. And my older brother introduced me to alcohol. He was the first one that got me drunk. I think I was like 12 or 13 or something, and he had a party because he played volleyball, so he had a bunch of the volleyball team over and the female volleyball team over. So yeah, it was a very, very good night. I mean, they got me drunk, they let me dance. I got to cop some feels and stuff, and they put me to sleep, when I got sick or whatever. And so that was like my first drunk that I remember. And then quickly, I mean, things kind of just progressed. I always partied. High school, I like to party, and so I think the first bad thing or major consequence that I had was at 16, I flipped my truck off a bridge, driving drunk. I had 2 female passengers. One of them broke the back windshield with her head. Fled the scene with the 2 females, and then called my dad to pick me up, and then we waited a couple of days and went and towed the truck out. Thing was totaled. But these little things like that had happened. I'll tell you guys later, but these things, they happen, and the like gravity of the situation kind of, after a little while, kind of fades. Like the consequences are not there. You put a little time between what happened, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna drink and drive again. And so yeah, no DUI at that point. Lost the truck, but worked, bought another one. And then at 20 years old, the next major consequence that happened was I got a DUI. Crashed my truck into the back of a double parked car on Topanga. Was in a blackout. I was leaving a fraternity party, and I tried to flee the scene again, but they caught me that time. I was a little injured. And so yeah, when that thing happened in high school, my parents freaked out. They sent me to a treatment center, and so yeah, at 16, I made a decision. Okay, well, they're gonna be drug testing me and stuff, so no more drugs. I'm just gonna drink now, And that lasted 4 years or whatever. Then I got, and then 20 years old, I get that DUI, crash my car. And so, but yeah, that was the first little deal I made with myself, and then I'll continue making these little deals. You guys will hear about that. But so yeah, same thing. Totaled my second truck, 20 years old. This big consequence again. Go through all the. It was a week in jail or something. A bunch of fines, hospital and morgue program. And then at this point, I got around that whole time doing all that, I got introduced to Xanax and Adderall and steroids and all this stuff. So I'm mixing all this with the alcohol too. And then I lose my job, and then I get sent to rehab. And then again, I'm like, oh, well, I just need to get off all those pills and stuff. The alcohol wasn't the problem, it was these pills and all. So I made a deal with myself. Hey, no more drugs, just booze, you know, that you never had a problem with that. And then, so fast forward again, I get a second DUI. I'm up in Big Bear, driving my truck the wrong way through a Taco Bell drive-through. And the drive-through is closed, you know? So get arrested, second DUI up there, 27 years old. And you know, did all, again, like, got the consequences done, whatever. At this time now, I'm like, I lost my job again, obviously I don't have a license. And so now, like, it's all fast forward to where I got sober. I'm like, this is 2022, I'm like 36 or something like that. I'm alone, don't have a partner because I'm just drinking too much, using too much. And I'm thinking myself, I'm talking to this therapist and stuff, and trying to figure out, like, why in the world am I so depressed, you know? I should be happy, even though I'm, at this point now, I'm like drinking daily, using daily, but I'm thinking, hey, well, I'm not a gutter drunk, you know? I have my own business at this point, I have my own apartment, I have all the, like, monetary stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't have a problem because I have all this stuff, you know, so why am I not happy? What's wrong? I'm all like, and I'm lying, I'm seeing this therapist trying to figure out what's wrong, I'm lying to her, I don't even tell her about my drinking or my using. And then so, I don't know what happened, but one day I just decided, I was like, you know what, let me tell this lady, like, just how much I'm drinking and just how much I'm using and stuff. And at this point, I don't think that drugs are a problem because I'm not doing any pills anymore. Like, oh, I'm just smoking a ton of pot. And so I started telling her, yeah, you know, this is what I do. I freaking drink every day, blah, blah, blah. I'm 36. I got a mattress cover because I pee the bed so much, you know, because I'm drinking beer, like, and black it out, like, on a weekly basis, and so I didn't want to get pee all over my mattress. I thought that was normal, you know. I thought a lot of 36-year-old guys have mattress covers, you know. And so, yeah, I finally decided to get honest with this lady, and she said, hey, you know, I've been seeing you for over a year. Like, this information would have been useful, like, in the beginning. So yeah, she was pretty mad, and then
way to bury the lead.
She says that she can't even help me anymore. That she's like, oh, I don't specialize in drugs and alcohol, and so I need to send you to this psychiatrist, and he's gonna help you out. And I was like, oh, a psychiatrist? To me, I'm like, oh, you mean the guys that I lie to get, like, any kind of pills that I want? Like, I know all these psychiatrists do is prescribe drugs, you know. So I'm already thinking, hey, you know, fuck this guy, this psychiatrist, he's just gonna try to give me drugs, but whatever. Give me his number, I'll call him. And so I call him, and he says, oh yeah, we got this shot for you, dude. It's gonna be once a month. We'll give you this shot. It's gonna take away all your cravings. I'm thinking, dude, 20-something years of drinking and you're just gonna give me a shot. I'm gonna, like, not crave anything. So I'm already, like, my bullshit meter's going. It's like, yeah, right, dude. And then he's like, yeah, I've had really good success with this. Once a month. It's a $1,500 shot. It's not covered by your insurance. So right now I'm like, all right, fuck this, you know.
Called placebo.
And I was like, look, I have a hunting trip coming up. I know I'm gonna drink on this hunting trip. So why don't we postpone this shot for, like, next month, you know? We'll talk about it next month. I was like, let's make an appointment for next month. And so I go on this hunting trip. It's our, like, annual trip down to Yuma, Arizona, where we drink and drive around and shoot doves, you know, that are flying around. And so, yeah, we're really, really safe. You know. Only a few guys have been shot out there. But it's birdshot though, so.
Okay.
So we're out there, and this is the second year that I was going to be attending this one. And this guy, there's like 20 people that show up every year. And so right around this time, getting honest with the therapist, telling this guy to hold off. But like I'm wanting to do something. I get roomed up, like without me knowing, I get roomed up with the only sober guy on the whole trip. And out of 20 guys, they all drink like I do. I get roomed up with this one sober guy. And that really opened my eyes, because I walked in there, I had, you know, cases and bottles and jars. And he was like, oh no, I don't partake in any of that. You know, he's one of us. And then so it was just like exactly what I needed. It was like, now I know that it was my higher power doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. But he put me in the same freaking hotel room as this guy. And then all week we were like hunting together. And it was like, oh, you could still have fun and be sober. Here's a guy who's doing exactly what I like to do, which is, you know, hunting. And he's sober, and he's better at it than me because he's not all hungover. He's not all drunk. And so it's like, it's like something in me clicked, like, hey, don't be scared of this. Like, hey, here's a guy who's doing what you want to do, who's doing it better than you. And, you know, he has a wife, he has the kids, he's not alone. And, you know, he's getting the things that you want, and he's doing it sober. Like, it was the perfect example at the perfect time. And like, I didn't get it right away, you know. We went on that trip, I still drank on that trip. He followed up with me, we went on a quail hunting trip a couple weeks after that. And then I only brought beer on that trip. And then, a couple weeks after that, we went on another trip, and then it was like, okay, I only brought weed on that trip, no alcohol. And then the next trip we went on for the opening duck hunting season, I did it sober, you know. And then so that's my sobriety, November 22nd. I'm happy to report that. This weekend on Saturday, I'm getting married. God has blessed me. She's a great woman. It's like the healthiest relationship I've ever had. I still do stupid shit, but I realize it quicker, and I apologize right away. You know, nothing's perfect, but you know, life is good now. My business that I told you guys about, yeah, when I was drinking and using, wasn't going so good. Now that I've been sober, hey, business is going all right. You know, things are looking up. Yeah, I'm just much happier now, and I'm really excited about the future. I'm happy to stay sober, and that's all I got. So thanks, guys.